Hello, my dear folks. Welcome to the show. My name is Jack Chow on the East West Show with lots of pleasure under G&E TV. Education, education, education is a big word that we will never over address it because it's a weight, because it's a content, because what it's hold. To my take, our future is in the hands of our teachers, right? Teacher meaning that we have a better system of education, we have a better system of our teachers. So today joining me is a hero, my hero, and the hero of the community. And he is, I would say he was. I will start by he was. Ever since the time when he was on Garvey School Board, and then when he was on City of Monterey Park City Council, and then he went up to the State Assembly House, holds the seat for the 49th District. And now when he terms out, he never put a stop, never, not even a respite. So he took another position, which is more important, a trustee of the Board of Trustees of LACCD, LA County College Board, which is the biggest district of the United States, right? And he, by that, holds the second president position as a trustee. Name is Honorable Mike Ng.
Thank
Welcome
you so
to the
much,
show.
Jack, and I really appreciate being here. As you said, education cannot be overemphasized. I was an at-risk child in danger of dropping out of school and doing nothing. Education saved me. Education can save our community, and education can save our state and nation.
Exactly. It was exactly yesterday at one show. I and a bunch of kids together talk about how we encourage our kids to open their mouth, to speak up, to learn to express themselves, right? And of course, by that I mean that I'm hoping to put up a competition sometime later. By taking those outstanding kids, let them compete, whatever, for the purpose of training them. At that show, I mentioned there is nothing that holds more about our future than education. Am I making the right take?
Yes, that's correct. And without education, like without water, we cannot grow.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. And even though Honorable Mike Ng, when we go back to his early days with the Assembly House, whereby he made the record-breaking bill writing, many of which became laws later, there's one law that I especially pay my respect to. That is the anti-bullying law at school that you authored, you advocated, and you helped to put it into laws. So say something about it, please. That's your glory.
Yes, as a child.
Not only yours, it's also it's our legacy.
As a child of bullying, and when I tell my story, many parents and students come up to me and tell me that they were bullied. A lot of the Asian American children were bullied. So I thought, what can I do? And every time I tried something, they said it cost too much. So we thought of something very unusual. Every school has money for school safety. Fire on campus, whether it's an earthquake, flood. We said if they have that money available, which of course almost never occurs, thank goodness, why not take that money and say we can use it to make the campus safe for bullies, from bullies.
Sure.
And this is what happened. And we took an incident that happened in my district where a young woman of 14 years old was bullied constantly. Someone threw something at her head. She suffered a concussion. She could not get out of that school. And even though the bully got expelled, his friends stayed behind and beat her up even worse.
And the revenge became even worse.
So we did two things. We made sure there's enough money to make students safe from bullies. And number two, we made it easier for them to transfer out of that school.
To other schools rather than, right?
That's correct. And we also want to make sure that incidents of bullying are reported to elected officials.
Yeah. We always say that we are a law-governing country. We are law-governing a state. Nevertheless, we say laws are made by human minds, right? So we got to have the right person with the right set of mind to make the most smartest laws, I would say that way. So for that, the fact that I use that as a prelude, though, is that I just want to bring my audiences a basic understanding about you as a elected official, that set of mind you have, rather than shouting big slogans. Why don't you get your hands on, do some of the teeny tiny points that really work, right? So when that works on 100%. For a long time, we suffer from a fact that when a kid is bullied in one school, though, you can expel the other kid, whoever is the bully is, and the kid stays. And the revenge later on of his followers, the bully's followers,
Yes.
became even worse. So now with the Mike's law, I mean, I can't say Mike's law, Mike's the bill that became law later. Now we have the freedom of transferring the kids to a safer school. In the meantime, he calls on the enhancement of school safety in terms of anti-bullying. For that, I still want to call on my audience to give you a big hand, please.
Thank you, Jack.
All right, all right. Let us start. I know that you never put in respite, especially when you took the disposition as trustee, one of the trustees of the board of trustees of LCCD, that is the largest college school district of the whole United States. So you've been busy for 2.5 years already, right?
Yes, a little bit more over 2 years.
A little bit more than 2 years, the way
Yes.
I track, right?
Yes,
So,
exactly.
And I owe my audience a little explanation. Ever since he left the Assembly House, he and I, to the media, I tell myself as the media, the contact getting even closer on a week-by-week basis. Every Monday, 8:30 precisely in the morning, when I sit in my office, start the day's work, the first thing I see on my email is a newsletter from Mike Yin representing his district. Am I right?
Thank you so much. Yes, it's called Mike's Monday Memo, MMM.
MMM, Mike's Monday Memo. And that's an excellent job. That's lots of work involved. And each Monday at that hour, I just go along the list. There's a list of events that says about his activities, the school district activities for the past week, and then the agenda for the coming ones. So one of them that has a recent ones has a huge title, say, teacher drought, quote unquote, right? So that caught my attention. Tell me something about the teacher drought, please. Quite a term.
Yes, well, as you know, California is suffering the worst drought in the history of not just the state, but in the history of these states in our area. And I thought everybody's paying attention to that. We're tearing up our lawns, putting artificial turf.
25%.
We're doing that
whatever,
too,
yeah.
cutting back, exactly. But at the same time, there's a silent drought that very few people are talking about, and that is the impending shortage of teachers. And we're going to need an extra 100,000 teachers over the next 10 years. But there doesn't seem to be a way to address that. And I thought we need to talk about that. I have taught. I also know that as we look at college, college is only successful if students have good teaching throughout.
Exactly.
If they have enough teachers throughout the pipeline from what we call from K to career, from kindergarten or even before that. And that's why I was very, very concerned, because we have less teachers preparing. We have 20,000 teachers less than we did 5 years ago preparing for
20,000.
teaching. Yes.
I see. That's a lot.
We have that's almost 50% less than in previous times.
I see.
So that's the first problem.
It's getting very serious.
The teacher unhappiness is going higher. So many people that are teaching are not happy. Many of them are happy. I taught before. I was very happy. So you combine that, and then you also add the fact that California, even in this state, will be 1 million bachelor's degrees short by 2025. So we're not just teaching for the sake of teaching, we're teaching to provide the tools so that we can run our economy.
The sources.
That's correct. So we look at teaching. If you have enough teachers, you will have enough workers. If you have enough teachers, you will have enough professionals. If you have enough teachers, you will have a better society. So you cut that flow of water, cut that flow of teachers, you have the same result, disaster. And so that's why I thought I would write an article about why the drought, the shortage of water, is just as serious as the shortage of teachers and vice versa.
And then, we exactly see that. And I would say the drought of teachers is exactly as serious as the drought of water. Same thing, right? And I know Mike very good at acronyms. He can put a few words together, make it easy to remember, like the MMM thing, right? But also he's good at making name or title being picked up right away. It's the term teacher drought is really something that catches your eye right away. It's quite eye catcher. Or other than that, I wouldn't have a call you emergency. Hey, Mike, can you please come over?
And thank you for noticing that, Jack. One thing about your program is that you always pick up on the most serious problems that California has, that we have in our community. Out of the article, you're the only one that called me to do a follow-up interview, as is almost always the case.
And so are you, because we try to be responsible to the community. And also we try sometimes to be a visionary if we could, right? So my dear audience, today is the show I like. Every time when I talk about education, I feel excited because I understand when one basic, like Honorable Mike Heen just stated, everybody comes out of teachers teaching. Without teachers, you will never see anybody. What a shortage of teachers means shortage of professionals, and shortage of professional means a shortage of your future. And then it's a discount. And we're living into a discounted life, being discounted every single day, all right? Let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we'll find out what has caused the shortage, what has caused the drought, right? So stay with us, please. Thank you.